Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Marvel Champions. Today, we are back in Ant-Man. Scott Lang going up against the Collector in Infiltrate the Museum. Contents: Collector 1 and 2, Infiltrate the Museum, Galactic Artifacts, and Standard Encounter Sets, and one modular encounter set, Menagerie Medley. Setup: create the collection game area, which is already right here. Put the top card of each player's deck face up into the collection. I guess I should shuffle. I think I did, though. I did, and that was just the one on top. Okay. So that goes into the collection. And then we flip this. The Grand Collection. 10 threat. Hero action. Choose to either exhaust your hero or spend 2 resources of any type. Discard 1 card from the collection to its owner's discard pile. Limit once per round per player. If there are at least 5 player cards in the collection, or if this stage is completed, the players lose the game. It's going to start with 4, and then we put 1 per player on here. Okay. Sounds like a grand old time. The Collector, 2 scheme, 1 attack. When a card, player, or encounter would be placed into a discard pile from play, we put it face up into the collection instead. This right now makes sense why everyone I've said online says Black Widow would hate this encounter. And yeah, I can definitely see it. All right, so let's resolve our opening hand. So we're going to draw 6 cards. I need to sit here, as per the power of the blue button. All right. Ant-Man's helmet right off the top is really good. So I just got to remind myself of what all my... so we have the Tiny. After you change this form, remove 1 threat from a scheme. And we got the Giant, which is after you change this form, deal 1 damage to an enemy. Okay. We got Hulk. We have Swarm Tactics, which we can't play, so we can actually put that right into the helmet. If you're in Giant form, exhaust it and spend Fist, stun an enemy. If you're in Tiny form, exhaust it and spend Lightning Bolt, confuse an enemy. Surprise attack. After you change form, deal 3 damage to an enemy. 4 damage if you paid for this card using a Fist resource. Giant Strength. After you change the Giant form, you get +1 attack until the end of the turn. So let's say we do these 3 cards. We use these 3 cards to play for the helmet, and then we see what we draw when we switch. Because I think obviously getting the helmet out is kind of as the kids these days are saying, poggy woggy. So, we're going to play the helmet, spending the Swarm Tactics, these Wrist Gauntlets, and this Surprise Attack. And then we are going to switch into Tiny mode. And after we change this form, we're going to remove a threat from a scheme. And then after we change to Tiny form, we're going to draw a card. That is the Quinn Carrier, which we cannot play. So now the question is, what's better here? It's probably just play Hulk and get smashing, right? Because if there's one thing the Collector can't beat, it's our incredible smashing prowess. So we are going to thwart, get this down to 1, get it nice and simple. And then helmets go down here, Hulk goes up here. Then we're going to play Hulk, and Hulk's definitely going to smash. So after he attacks, so we're going to deal 3 damage off the go. Every time I've played Hulk, he's been eliminated immediately. So let's see what happens. After he attacks, discard the top card of your deck for the printed resource icons. It has a Fist, so we're going to deal 2 damage to an enemy. So that is pretty exciting. We lose the Hive Mind, which is honestly kind of pretty okay here. So we're going to go to the upkeep phase. So we are going to discard any number of cards from our hand, draw up to our hand size, which is 5. And then we are going to ready all of our cards. Okay, so what do we got? We got Smash the Problem. Exhaust your hero or remove threat from a scheme equal to your hero's attack. We have Giant Strength, which can be really nice to get out. Ooh, if you're Tiny, exhaust it, deal 1 damage to an enemy. And then we got Giant Stomp. Play only if you're in the Giant form. Deal 1 damage to an enemy minion, deal 8 damage to an enemy. So I imagine we need to have a minion in play for this to work. I would wager we might have to. But we're going to go to the villain phase, which I'm just going to remind myself because I don't know this game like the back of my hand, and it has been about a week or so since I've played it. So they activate. We place a threat on the main scheme. They activate, and then we deal a counter card, and then resolve the counter card. Then we pass the token. All right. So this goes up to 2. This guy is going to attack us. We're going to let it through undefended. We do have 12 health, so he's attacking for 1. The boost card makes it 2 damage, so we can discard that. And then we draw our encounter card for the turn, and we resolve it, which is Cloak of Hercules. Attached to the enemy with the lowest attack. Hero action, spend fist, fist, fist resources to discard this card. So his attack has suddenly gotten astronomically higher, which flavor-wise is kind of sick. I imagine this when we place from play that doesn't that includes like cards that specifically discard from play. I know I have a few of those in my deck, but I imagine that's the only time. But I guess I imagine he also when Hulk is defeated, when he's discarded, he will go into the collection as well. Interesting. Okay. Well, we can't get rid of this fist. But we can kind of balance it out with the helmet, so we can take a hit this turn. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with a Hulk attack. Hulk represents a lot of potential damage. A wild. All of the above. Alright, so we're going to deal 2 damage here. We're going to deal 1 damage to each character. We're going to discard Hulk. When Hulk is discarded, he goes into the collection. Wild. Okay. You know, we got 8 damage. No, we got 6. We got 10 damage out of the Hulk. Sorry. To each character. Yeah, no, that's me. I do not believe you are a character. Maybe you're a character? Let's look at what character is. Character. Page 4. Heroes, alter egos, villains, they're all characters. So yeah, you take an extra damage. So, this guy has taken a bunch of damage. Because he's taken... Hulk dealt him 6, 8, 10, 11 damage. Holy cow. Okay, so that was a lot of power for only 2 resources. I get it now. Alright. Well, we're gonna play the Army of Ants. And I'm also going to play this Giant Strength. It just seems like the right thing to do. I'm going to hit him for 1. And I think this might seem a little bit weird. But I'm going to switch into Scott Lang mode. Just because I think we're at 0, he can scheme for a turn. It's a lot better than us taking 4 damage when we really don't need to. I think I'm also going to discard this Giant Stomp because we might go back into Tiny mode. And I think this is where the strength of... Ant-Man comes in. It's because you can adapt to what your opponent is doing. So these ones, after these are discarded, this is where these would go into the collection as well. Okay. All right, so this goes up to 1. This guy is going to scheme for 2. 3. So this is going to go up to 4. After this activation ends, reveal this card. Attach the collector. When you would take any amount of damage, put this card face up into the collection. Prevent all of that damage, then place threat on the main scheme equal to the amount of damage prevented this way. Very interesting design. I think that's kind of really cool. Our evil card for the turn, so you have to be aware of this. There's should be 2 cards in the collection. Where did Hulk go? Did I discard him into my own discard pile? Hulk! Oh, he's over here. Okay. Alright, our evil card. Star Shark. Quick Strike. So Quick Strike, I believe that means they attack us. They activate as soon as they are played. It immediately attacks if they are in hero form. Okay, perfect. The attacks deal indirect damage. Okay, so this is a little bit tricky, actually. Alright, well, I think we start by switching into tiny mode. So we're going to move 1 threat from a scheme. We are going to ping with Army of Ants, so we'll deal 1 damage to an enemy, which will discard this. And then we place 1 threat. Okay. This represents a lot of damage, though, so that's a little bit spooky. So are we also going to draw a card after we change it into tiny form? Oh, that's a huge get. Okay, that's actually pretty ginormous. Okay, so what can we do here? Switching into giant mode seems really good. Switching Tigra, getting Tigra out also seems really good. I think Tigra's gonna be... No, because this deals damage when it flips, right? Yeah, okay. So we're gonna play Resize. So we're gonna change to our other hero form. And then we're gonna deal 1 damage to an enemy, which is actually perfect for getting rid of this phase of the collector. So... in player order, each player must choose to either put the top card of their deck into the collection or take 3 damage. I can take 3 because we're going to heal 2 with the Ant-Man's helmet. Okay. So, we get +1 attack, so we're at 4 attack here, which is a big chunk of damage. So I think we're going to spend 2 of these. Oh no, we want to get this... we really want to get this Tigra out. I guess the Tigra is more important... I suppose the Tigra... Oh, I didn't draw a card from this, did I? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had 6. We played 1. Yeah, I should draw a card. Spider-Girl. Okay, Spider-Girl is now better than Tigra. Spider-Girl is better than Tigra here, for sure. She gives us a whole... like, a whole turn. How scared are we of the collection? There's 3, so we're 60% there. I think 60% is notably scary. But we're going to start by... I'm going to actually use Tigra and the Avengers Mansion, because that's, like, not happening, to play Spider-Girl. So when she enters, we're going to confuse and stun the shark, which is very important. We currently have 6 damage on the board, which is very relevant. So what I think we're going to do... is we're going to just try to put some... Yeah, because we need to get rid of a card, right? So we're going to attack for 4. She's going to attack for 2. Getting him down to 8. We're then going to spend 2 to put a card from the collection into our discard pile. And we're going to grab Hork. Okay. I'm then going to spend 1, and we're going to play this Ready to Rumble, which seems honestly really bad here, but I think it's the right thing to do. There's no way. Yeah, no, we have to take this. We're gonna have to block with Spider-Girl here. This is gonna be, and we only have 4 cards in our hand. I mean, that's a good draw. That's a good draw. So we're going to ready up. All right, so this goes to 5. He's going to attack for 2 for 5. Spider-Girl's going to block. Yeah, Spider-Girl is going to jump in front of that bullet for us. She goes in the collection. Excuse me? Alright, and then enemies activate, right? And each engaged minion. So this guy's going to lose his stun token. We're going to draw our evil card for the turn. Hinder 2. Hinder, I believe, adds... It adds additional threat per player, right? Yeah. Okay, what does this do? When defeated, the player defeated the scheme may play a card from their hand, reducing its resource cost. So this has 5. Okay, things are looking a little bit spooky, and I don't think we can get 4 damage out. I think we can do 3 damage. No, I think we can actually do it this turn. I think we can do it this turn. I think we can, yeah, I think we'll be able to. So we start with an attack for 4. Oh, no, because we have to change into giant form. So we have 3 damage. So we have 3 damage. Tiny mode has 1, so that's 4 damage. 5, 6, 7 damage. We're 1 short. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god, that's unfortunate. 1 short. And we're like, kind of like, man, that's... we could draw a card that switches us forms when we go tiny. That would change things. Whew! Okay, so I think what we... Oh, this is so bad. The alternative is Bug can block. We would just have to... I think if it goes wrong, we need to spend the Bug. It depends on what we draw. So we have to... If Bug comes out, Bug's going to block, and then we can remove some of this. Okay, I think we have to go for that. Because we're going to place 2 threat. It's very risky. Right now we're taking the risk path. We're going to take the risk because in order to get better and know how things work, I need to know when I can take the risky moves and when I have to take just the like straight and narrow, completely normal moves. Like when I should play defensively. Because I actually honestly don't really know how I play defensively here. So we're going to attack for 3. Bring him down to 5. We are then going to change into tiny mode, which we will discard this card to ready our hero. When we change into tiny mode, we remove a threat from a scheme. And then this goes in the collection, which is not good. Which is not good. But we get to draw a card, and this will change everything. That's not a game-winning card right there. That's not a game-winning card. So I think we can bring out Bug. I think bringing out Bug is still good because we need a blocker. We're also going to use this Genius to remove a card from the collection because it's 2 resources, right? Of any type. Give me back Spider-Girl. Okay, so we can deal 1 damage to an enemy. We can put this guy down to 4. I think we play this other army of ants. And we bring him down to 3. We bring him down to 2. Okay, we can bring him down to 2, and then there's no reason for us to put him to 1, so we can just remove 2 threat from this scheme. Okay, so this is potentially it. This is like the line I think that's good. but it could lead us to absolute destruction. So we had an additional one because of this. This guy's going to attack. Yeah, Bug is going to have to defend. All right, that is a huge draw to get out of the deck. So Bug goes in here. Sorry, buddy. And then this guy's going to attack us for 3. And then we're going to get our evil card, which if it adds something to the collection, that's bad. That also could be bad. All right. But it also, I think, might just be A-okay. So, reveal your set-aside Nemesis minion, put it to play, engage with you. Reveal your set-aside Nemesis side scheme and put it into play. Shuffle the rest of your set-aside Nemesis encounter sets into the encounter deck. If your Nemesis minion does not enter the game this way, this card gains Surge. So we have Yellow Jacket. While you're in Giant form, Yellow Jacket gains the Giant trait and Retaliate 1. While you're in Tiny form, he gains Tiny trait and +1 attack. The thing over here is treat the printed text box of each tech player card as if they were blank. So just my helmet, but we still have an army of ants, which we can now use to run in and defeat him. Ooh, okay, that was a pretty close call there. I felt really stressed by that one. I think that scenario is really cool, though. It does completely hose some heroes, like Black Widow. I think I tried to take it slow and kind of like talk through my turns a bit more to make sure I didn't get anything wrong. However, if I did miss anything, I mean, this obviously should have some threat on it. Because none of these have guards. He's just here. He's just a guy. He's just a guy who attacks. He's just a guy who attacks. But I think I got everything right. A little bit spooky. Maybe I messed up something where when a card was discarded, but I think I got everything when it was discarded from play and into the collection. So yeah, if I got anything crazy wrong, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Marvel Champions. Every time I play this game, it's been a while since I've played it. I forget how much I actually really enjoy this game. It's really fun, and I'm excited to try out some new of the villains. So next week, it should be Escape the Museum, now that we have infiltrated it. And then we got, I know Ronin apparently is really hard, so I'm looking forward to that one. But thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. And as always, GG's.